Welcome back to Japan Travel News, about all the new things that are opening in Japan and what's coming up over the next few months. Today we've got a new Shinkansen line, same-day luggage delivery, a free footbath to cool off in Tokyo, and a new branch of my favourite restaurant, plus lots more. I filmed this just before the news about the Kumamoto earthquake, which is 10 years after the similar size earthquake in 2016. Thoughts go to everyone who's there. The first item is about Kyushu. I hope this doesn't put people off visiting Kumamoto. Every yen you spend there will help now more than ever for the recovery. First is travel news. Fukuoka wants more visitors, so they're offering discounts on hotel stays to international tourists. You could save up to 3,000 yen per person per night. It applies until February 2027 and it has to be Fukuoka Prefecture, unfortunately not Fukuoka City or Kita-Kyushu City. You just have to book as normal through Expedia, Trip.com or Agoda, and the discount's applied automatically at checkout. I love Kyushu. I'm always so happy when I hear from you guys that you're going there. There's just so many interesting places. There's a whole Kyushu playlist on my channel. Usually I'd recommend staying in Fukuoka as a base, but if you want to get the discount, you could stay in Kurume, which is also on the Shinkansen line, which makes it really easy to do day trips by train around the island. You could go and meet Kumamon in Kumamoto. I really love doing a day trip to the Unzen Hells and Shimabara, the city of swimming carp, and Sakurajima, an active volcano. And Fukuoka itself is a really vibrant city that's much more chilled than Tokyo and Osaka. And recently my short video about this anime shopping mall has been really popular, and that's in Kita-Kyushu, right next to the Shinkansen station, so I definitely recommend visiting Kyushu. If you watch my channel, I'm sure you'll already know about Takubin, the luggage sending service, where you send your suitcases on to your next hotel instead of carrying them with you, which is really great for families with lots of suitcases or if you're stopping off somewhere en route. In most cases with Takubin, your luggage arrives the next day or 2 days for longer distances, so you need to take overnight stuff with you. But now JR East are offering same-day luggage delivery. You book it through a website called Multicube. You drop your luggage off at a locker at the station and it's delivered to your hotel the same day. Very convenient. You can also drop your luggage at the Multicube counter at a station, and if you do that, you don't need a reservation. At the moment, it's available between Tokyo and Sendai, but they will be expanding it in the future. Later this year, it'll be available to and from Narita Airport. But looking at the Multicube website, it seems like they operate in other areas as well, including Kyoto, Osaka, Fukuoka and Atami. You can also use the Multicube website to reserve a locker, which is great, especially if you need the extra large lockers, because there aren't many of them. I think the biggest challenge would be finding the lockers at the station, because some stations are huge, especially Tokyo Station. If you're planning a trip to Japan, I've got something new for you. This is something I've been working on and off for several years, and something lots of you have asked for. My Japan guidebook has several pages you can write in to help you plan your trip. I've had requests to make them available separately so you can use them again on repeat visits, or if you don't want to write in your book. So I've made this a Japan trip planning notebook. It's a guided planner with lots of pages to help you plan your trip. For example, comparing flights and hotels, checklists, figuring out where to go with maps to scribble on, a packing list, and lots of pages to note down all the interesting places and restaurants you hear about, like here in Japan News, that you don't want to forget about. I've put a lot of thought into it and used my own experience of planning so many trips to Japan to make it useful for any Japan trip, whether you're travelling all around or staying in Tokyo or doing the Golden Route. It has 100 pages with lots of space for planning out your adventures in Japan, sorting out all the details and getting the most out of your trip. I'm just about to send the artwork off to print, so if you want to be one of the first to have one, you can pre-order it now on cakeswithfaces.co.uk. The link's in the description. I ship to every country worldwide and they'll be ready late August. So thank you, and I hope you find it useful. Next is attraction news. There'll be 2 new rides at Yokohama Cosmo World, a theme park in Yokohama right next to the Cup Noodles Museum. They're replacing an old ride called Super Planet with 2 new space-themed rides. There's a pirate ship style swinging ride called Great Moon and Super Flare, which spins and changes from horizontal to vertical. Now, Cosmo World isn't all that big. It's free to enter, and then you buy tickets for the rides you want to go on. There's a new attraction in Yokohama called 02N Slippery Nexus. It was an immersive attraction at the Osaka Expo that's now been expanded into a permanent attraction. It's quite confusing what this actually is. It seems like a Team Lab style mirror room attraction. There's also a digital mirror, so you get a digital clone. It says it's a reinvention of the mirror. So I'm not 100% sure, but if you like the sound of that, it's in Landmark Tower, which has the observation deck in Yokohama, which you can get to easily on a day trip from Tokyo. If you need somewhere to eat around Tokyo Station, a new complex has just opened called ToFrom Yaesu Tower. It's a 51-storey, 250-metre tall tower with shops and restaurants. They're focusing on Tokyo-based restaurants, and some of them are from chefs who have a Michelin star. Tokyo Station is a more businessy area. It's not really that lively, without as many shops and restaurants as you might expect, so it's good to have this option. There is more inside the station, where you've got Ramen Street with lots of ramen bars and Character Street with all the cute stuff. Next is events. There's an illumination event on Enoshima Island near Kamakura called Enoshima Toro 2026 with thousands of lanterns and wind chimes made of seashells. Enoshima's a great day trip from Tokyo. You can see in one of my recent videos what we did on a day trip there. The illuminations look beautiful. They'd make it even more fun to explore all the trails around the island in the evening. They're on until the 23rd of September. Maywa Denki is opening a pop-up in Tokyo. You probably haven't heard of them, but if you've been to Japan, you might have seen an automaton. It's a fun electric musical instrument shaped like a music note. To play it, you squeeze the bottom to open the mouth and you do the notes on the stem. I got one for my nephew as a present. The company makes lots of fun musical instruments, like this one, Sushi Beat. Each piece of sushi plays a different loop or beat, so you can combine them like a DJ. And of course, you can play on all the musical instruments at the pop-up. It's on Musashi Koyama Shopping Street in Tokyo in Shinagawa, which probably isn't on your list of places to visit, but it's not too far from Togoshi Ginza Shopping Street, which is the longest shopping street in Japan. Both of them are really good if you want street food and if you want to shop somewhere that feels more local. The pop-up's open till the end of August. It's closed on Mondays. It's called Maywa Denki Nonsense Factory in Musashi Koyama. They also have a permanent shop in Akihabara, which fits as its electric town. This month, Sumikko Gurashi are having a pop-up at a chain of hot spring baths called Gokuraku Spa. There are kawaii decorations, themed baths for the characters, special merch and themed dishes in the cafe. It's at several branches around Japan. The closest one to Tokyo is at Musashi Kogane, which is half an hour from Shinjuku Station by train. The observation deck in Ikebukuro has a super cute collaboration with Rilakkuma. It's called Rilakkuma Relaxing Journey in the Sky. There are decorations, photo spots and special treats in the cafe. Next is plane news. Now, when I say not everything in Japan news is happening this month, this is something that's way in the future. Japan Airlines is investing in a company called JetZero that's making a new type of plane called the Z4. It looks very futuristic with a blended wing design that's more efficient. There's less drag and it uses less fuel and there's more space inside. They say it could be running in the 2030s, although they haven't flown a prototype yet, so I don't think we'll be seeing it anytime too soon. Next is train news. On some train lines in Japan, you can now tap your credit or debit card instead of buying a ticket or using an IC card like Suica. It was in Japan News a month or two ago. I think we'll see more of this over time. And now at 2 Tokyo Metro stations, there are dedicated ticket gates that only take credit card payments. It's interesting seeing this shift happening. At the ticket gates, there are always lots of sets of gates to go through and only one is card only. They've designed it so it looks quite different, so don't worry about getting stuck if you're using Suica. At the new gates, you can either just tap your credit or debit card, you don't need to register it or anything, or if you buy a one-day Metro pass with a QR code, you can also use that. The new gates are at Ginza and Ueno station. I expect we'll see more of them in the future. There's a new Shinkansen for inspecting the tracks from JR East called Soar. It's like Dr. Yellow, but it's not really a replacement for Dr. Yellow because it's running in a different area of Japan. Soar can run at 320 kilometers an hour. That's as fast as the Hayabusa, which is the current fastest Shinkansen in Japan, between Tokyo and Hakodate. It'll be checking the tracks, taking measurements, and detecting anything that needs repairing. It'll have 48 cameras constantly monitoring all around the outside of the train and using AI to spot anything that isn't right. Currently, that's done manually, so this should be more effective at spotting every little thing and keeping the bullet train safe. That is very impressive, but I can't help thinking it's just not quite the same as Dr. Yellow. Now in March 2024, the Hokuriku Shinkansen was extended from Kanazawa to Tsuruga. There are plans to extend it further to connect with Osaka. At the moment that section's just a regular express train, but they're planning to build a bullet train line to make it a complete loop. They've just confirmed the new route will be on the west side of Lake Biwa. Several routes were under consideration, but they've decided this is the best one. For some reason, the new Shinkansen line won't connect with the current Kyoto station, I'm guessing because there isn't space there, so there'll be an extra Shinkansen station in Kyoto at Katsuragawa, which is 8 minutes by train from Kyoto station. Currently, it takes about 2 hours 20 minutes or 2.5 hours to get from Osaka to Kanazawa, and with the new Shinkansen, it'll be more like 1 hour 40. Construction hasn't started yet. They're expecting it'll start running in 2037, so this is one for the future. They're also building a new Shinkansen line from Hakodate to Sapporo up in Hokkaido. Next, Kodama trains on the Sanyo Shinkansen line will have a new design this winter. I think this is to replace the 500 series Shinkansen that's retiring, like the Hello Kitty Shinkansen, RIP. They'll be pale blue to match the Seto Inland Sea that it runs past, with this wave dot pattern that looks like stripes when the train's running full speed. Kodama is the slower service on the Sanyo Shinkansen that stops at more stations. It runs from Osaka through to Fukuoka, past Himeji and Hiroshima. For Evangelion fans, there's a real-life Spear of Longinus, not sure how you say that, and theme trains in Hamamatsu. It's at Tenryu Futamata Station, which is the real-life location of Village 3 in the anime, which is on the edge of Hamamatsu. Next is events. Now, haunted houses are a summer thing in Japan. Being scared gives you the chills, which is supposed to help cool you down, and Japanese haunted houses are properly scary. If you're brave enough, there's one in Kyoto called Hie-san Haunted House in Daimaru department store. This year, they've made it longer. It's 1.5 times the length of last year's course. They've made it darker and added extra monsters to make it more scary. That's on until the end of August. There's also a scary summer festival in Tokyo in Ueno Park from the 19th to the 23rd of September. It's got ghostly storytelling, horror movies, and horror-themed group bond dances, and it's free. And not for summer, but for Halloween, there's a haunted cruise ship at Huitenbo, the theme park near Nagasaki that's themed like the Netherlands. It's a locked room horror experience set on a cruise ship, hosted by a terrifying looking demon king, with messengers of darkness attacking one after another and a scary dance party. That's on from the 18th of September to the 3rd of November. You do need an extra ticket as well as your theme park ticket, and I'd recommend booking in advance. At Tokyo Midtown Garden in Roppongi in Tokyo, you can cool off at their summer vacation event. There are free parasols, illuminations after dark, kakigori stands, and a cool footbath to relax in. The footbath's on until the 16th of August, and it's free. Now, after winning the Sanrio character ranking this year, what is Pompom Purin going to do next? Well, they're hosting a music festival in Yokohama at the Red Brick Warehouse. I just love the graphics for this poster. The theme of the event is Pompom Purin's motto, "Don't worry about the difficult things. Forget your troubles and enjoy the festival." As well as music performances, there'll be food stalls and merch. That's on from the 12th to the 13th of September. Throughout August, 6 museums in Tokyo will be open late on Fridays with discounted tickets. It's called Summer Night Museum. It includes the Tokyo Metropolitan Edo Tokyo Museum that reopened recently and several art galleries, including the Tokyo Metropolitan Teien Art Museum, which includes entry to the garden. Tickets are discounted after 5 p.m. on Fridays and they're open till 8 or 9 p.m. Next is shop news. There's a new official Sanrio store in Osaka in Shinsaibashi and a new branch of Sanrio House, also in Osaka, in Rilakkuma department store by Osaka Station in Umeda. You might remember a few months ago on Japan News, the first Sanrio House store opened in Shinjuku as a variation on the standard Sanrio stores. It has a plushy bakery and the Osaka one will have that too. Now you've probably seen this already as it's been everywhere online. Just when you thought Family Mart couldn't get any better, they've opened an extra stylish store in Tokyo. They thought about what would take the convenience store to the next level for their 45th anniversary. They've added a fried chicken stand outside with benches, more clothing and gift items beyond their popular socks and towels, and the packaging design's even more enticing than usual. If you want to visit, it's called Famima Park Azabudai, not far from Team Lab Borderless and Tokyo Tower. Next, there's a new Ultraman shop in Tokyo in Harajuku, 60 years after their first TV show. It'll have rotating themes and limited edition merch, so each time you visit, it'll have new stuff. The first theme isn't what you might expect. It's called Ultra Cute, and it's a collab with cute cat character Mofu-san, which I guess fits for Harajuku. A new Godzilla store is opening in Nagoya in Parko department store on the 4th of September. It'll have a big Godzilla statue and official merch. I really like the chibi Godzilla merch from their Shinjuku store, and they have pass holders there. People often ask me where to get holders for your Suica card. Next is food and restaurants. Now, a few years ago, Fender opened a flagship guitar store in Harajuku in Tokyo, and now they've opened an official cafe also in Tokyo in Shimokitazawa, which is an area known for lots of live music venues. It's very stylish. Apparently the design's inspired by the 1969 Rosewood Telecaster, and it has top quality speakers for the music, of course. The food isn't really themed, unfortunately. Apart from the names, this is chicken overdrive rice. And unusually for Japan, it's cashless. You can only pay by card, payment app, or IC card. There's a new branch of my favourite ramen restaurant, T's Tantan, opening in Akihabara in Tokyo in the station on the 7th of August. It's at the Electric Town exit in the Ekute or E-Cute section of the station. T's Tantan is a fully vegan restaurant. They have my favourite ramen in the world, the gold sesame ramen. It's always a problem because I always want to order my favourite, but I also want to try everything on the menu. To celebrate the opening, there'll be a stamp rally with stamps at the new Akihabara branch, Ikebukuro, Ueno and Narita Airport. If you're vegetarian or vegan, I have a list of restaurants with veggie options in Tokyo on cakeswithfaces.co.uk, which is especially useful if you travel with meat eaters like I do. It's not just salads and veggie burgers, it's proper Japanese styles of food, which are the hardest to find. If you can't find the list, just ask in the comments and I'll give you the link. Now, if you need a snack for your hotel room this summer, you could try the first ever cold water cup noodles. There's 2 flavours, spicy kimchi and chicken salt lemon. Instead of boiling water, you just pour on cold water and in 5 minutes they're done. Very refreshing for the summer. I've noticed a trend online for people making them with different types of cold drinks instead of water, like milk for the kimchi one. I don't know how that would taste. And green tea for the chicken lemon one. So I guess you could experiment with different flavours. How about Fanta grape kimchi noodles? Next is Beetle news. If you need some extra spending money on your Japan trip, some areas of Japan are paying people to catch bugs just like in Animal Crossing. The reason is the red-necked longhorn beetle is an invasive species in Japan that destroys cherry blossom trees, which would be a huge problem in Japan. It also damages peach and plum blossom trees and roses. Fusa City on the edge of Tokyo is paying people 500 yen for 10 beetles, and in parts of Saitama you could get 100 yen per beetle. They are 2.5 centimetres to 4 centimetres long though, so it's not for the faint-hearted. Next is hotel news. There's a new Muji hotel in Kyoto. There's already one in Tokyo, and Muji has a small chain of hotels called Muji Base, where they buy different sorts of buildings and turn them into hotels, like a farmhouse or a school building. And in this case, they've bought an old hotel and turned it into a hotel. It's close to Kiyomizu-dera, one of the most popular sightseeing areas of Kyoto, so it's an excellent location, especially if you want to be up and about early. It has Muji's signature minimalist style. If you stay there, you get a goodie bag with some Muji products and a map with local highlights in the neighbourhood, like a kintsugi pottery workshop and a tofu shop. There's also a guided tour at 5:40 a.m. so you can see the famous streets before they get crowded. Finally, we've got exhibition news. There's a Buddhist painting exhibition in Nara supported by Sumikko Gurashi, who have special merch to go with it. There's also a Buddhism exhibition in Tokyo about Kukai, a monk who founded a major school of Buddhism with lots of treasures and artifacts. There's a small penguin exhibition in Tokyo in Maruzen, a really good bookshop by Tokyo Station, with artwork by Chiharu Sakazaki, who drew the Suica penguin. On 8th of August, they'll be doing a signing there. That's the artist, not the penguin. A Hideo Kojima video games exhibition has been announced for Tokyo. There's a dinosaur exhibition in Yokohama called The Great Illustrated Guide to Dinosaurs Dining Table, about what different types of foods dinosaurs ate. In Sapporo, maybe it's not an exhibition, but there's a dinosaur maze. It's an actual maze with dinosaurs roaming around it. The Super World of Living Things is an exhibition about Darwin and how animals survive in diverse environments. You can learn to appreciate art like an art student at this exhibition from Tokyo University of the Arts. And finally, this exhibition showcases the work of 100 illustrators from video games, anime and manga. It's held every year. This year the theme is stars. So that's it for Japan news. If you want my new Japan trip planning notebook, get your pre-order in now, and I'll see you next week with more Japan videos every Thursday. Bye bye.